What's going on, guys? My name is John. This is Clang and Bang. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. This video, we're going to go over all of the gear and weapons that I used at the DMR match at Brock's Gap Training Center last month. We're going to go over what worked, what didn't, what I liked, and what I'll probably be using for the next match in May. All right, a lot of this stuff I'm going to talk about, I have links to. You can find it in the description. Go check those out. I've also got videos on a lot of this other stuff, like this Vector Optics scope. I've got a video on it, and this Vector Optics red dot right here. And some of the other gear has been in a lot of other videos. So if you want to see like a dedicated video for some of these things, go check out the rest of the channel. I've probably got a video on some of this stuff, and it goes into way more detail than what we're going to talk about right now. So first things first, the match was great. I loved it. The facility was awesome. It's Brock's Gap Training Center in Pell City, Alabama. The guys that put it on did an awesome job. Everything was well organized. The facility was great. The ranges were very well kept. I will say it's a fairly new range, so it should be expected, but they've got a lot to offer, a lot of pistol bays, a 1,400-yard rifle range with a covered bay with concrete and all that stuff. Really nice place. The match was great. Had an awesome time. So now let's get into some of this stuff that I used during the match. First thing I'm going to start with is the rifle, because that's the coolest thing. That's what everybody likes. That's what I like. That's the first thing I talked about in the other video, the pre-match video. So it's going to be the first thing we talk about in the post video. So this is the 16-inch SPR, DMR, whatever you want to call it. It's got a Daniel Defense chromoline barrel, Vector Optics 2-12 by 44, which did an awesome job during the match. Also, I apologize if I sound sick, because I kind of am. Pollen, cold weather, all that stuff's getting to me. Could you imagine in 2 days in Alabama, we went from 80 degrees, stocking the storm shelter for tornadoes, and then a freeze warning all in 2 days. So that mixed with pine trees, dropping pollen everywhere, and it's just heck on your sinuses. So bear with me, I apologize. Anyway, back to the gun. It's got some B5 stuff on it. BCM bolt, Yankee Hill Turbo K out front, Streamlight, ProTech, Rail Mount, HLX. Flashlight, which I didn't really use because it was all daylight. Also, 35-degree offset mount with the Hollow Sun 407C on there. This is the big one, the RMR footprint. It's in a 35-degree mount. The mount came off Amazon. It was like 20 bucks, so, you know, nothing special there. The optic is in a Primary Arms SLX. 34 millimeter mount. The 2-12 by 44 has got a throw lever on the back, Radian charging handle, guides lead 2-stage G2S trigger, not the super fancy ones, but like the I guess the entry level 2-stage. ALG EMR handguard, which did great. To me, everything on this rifle worked great. The sling, this is a flatline fiber Kayla sling. It was great. It was super comfortable. It's padded. Held the gun when I needed to hold it, and it let me move the gun when I needed to move it. Nothing really else to say there. The scope, it did awesome. I think this magnification range is great for a fighting scoped carbine, kind of like a fighting precision rifle or precision fighting rifle, whatever you want to call that. I might coin that term so that way, you know, I can get credit for that. But anyway, a scoped carbine that you're going to fight with, I think 2-12, 2-10, anything in that kind of range is great. You don't really have to get bent out of shape about like the 1-power stuff, because we don't really use the 1-power on the LPVOs. Anyway, everybody has like a top dot or offset. So why not just go to like 2 or 3 and then get a little bit more magnification on the higher end, and a reticle that you can use better. You've got parallax on the side of these bigger scopes, MPVOs. So, you know, I like an MPVO on a precision fighting rifle. Speaking of top dot offset, I prefer an offset. This is a 35-degree, which I prefer over 45, just because you don't have to move it so far over. You know, you can just cant it just a little bit, and it's right there. I was actually, I got this right before the match. Didn't have a whole lot of time to get used to it. I'm used to a 45. So the first few times that I went to use it, on the short range stage, I was actually canting it too far and having to like bring it back. But once I got used to it, it was great. 35 degree, is way better than 45. And both of those are better than top dots just because the height over bore is crazy and just hard to shoot with an optic that high. But anyway, for magazines, I use PMags for the whole thing. PMag Gen 3 20 rounders. I used some Gen 2 30 rounders. Those had mag pods on the bottom. This has a DOS boot. Some of my other ones have DOS boots. You know, it doesn't really matter. Just some kind of base plate to help you get stable when you go prone. I only had to go prone once, and it didn't even really work because the target was kind of like over a hill, kind of at 100 yards. And the first couple of shots, I hit the ground because, you know, I had to get the rifle off the ground. I actually had to go like, instead of here, I had to go like to my elbows to get the barrel high enough to clear the top of that little slope that it had to go over to hit the targets at 100. Nothing else real fancy on here that I had to use, like charging handle. Had to use it for every stage, but I didn't have any malfunctions, so I didn't have to, like, you know, rack it, rip rounds out and stuff like that. The Turbo K up front did, you know, I guess it did all right. It's a short, lightweight can on the front. It limits the signature a little bit, takes some of the sound down. It is a little bit gassy, especially on this barrel, which is really gassy. So even with a lot of help back here in the buffer, you know, it's still shooting like 2, 3, not even 3 o'clock, like 1:30, 2 o'clock ejection pattern on the 77 grain OTMs, which is what I also use. I think I've got some, yeah, AAC 77 grain OTMs. They did great. This gun shoots half MOA at 100 yards. I guess it doesn't matter if it's 100, it's half MOA. You can extrapolate that out to different distances. But I shot it at 100. It made a 1/2 inch group with those bullets. So there you go. With this rifle and this optic and this ammo and all of that stuff, I was able to make hits at 600 yards, which I've never done before. Literally my first time shooting at 600, I made half the hits. I think there was 8 total shots on that first long range round, 2 shots at 4 different targets, all at 600. I think I hit 3 or 4 of them. And then there's another round where we started at 100 yards. And then we made our way out to 550, and I hit the 550 target. You had to hit all of them on your way up or you didn't make it. I made it all the way to 550 and hit it before time ran out, which was 90 seconds. So I think that's pretty good, especially for not shooting ever that far before. The most I've ever shot is 250. So 550, 600, making hits, pretty good. The scope did great. The reticle in here is great for this type of setup right here. It has just enough info to be able to do some precision things with it, but it's big enough and crude enough that you can do it fast, if that makes any sense. It's not like so busy like a Trimmer 3. It's super busy. It's stripped down just enough to where you have just what you need, and you know, you can see it clearly and you can use it fast to make hits at longer distances. And since we're talking about hits at longer distance, I'm going to take this off real quick. This is the Flatline Fiberco baseline bag. It's just a lightweight ripstop bag. It's got a little loop on it. I clipped it to my belt or kept it in a little pouch most of the time because I had to use it on some stages, didn't have to use it on the others, but I still had to keep it with me. So it's easy to clip off, and this thing just works great. You can clip it off and like slam it down on the tank trap, the standard barricade, the cattle gate, whatever barricade you want to, just slap it down, lay the handguard right there, and you've got a super sturdy, super stable little thing there. A lot of guys were running the Stoke Solutions barricades. I can't remember what it's called, but basically it's like a L-shape kind of pad or bag that mounts right here. A lot of guys were using those, and you know, they kind of had good luck. They like using that kind of stuff. It's basically one of these that stays on the rifle the whole time. So the handgun I used, my Gen 4 Glock 17. I've had this thing for 10, 15 years. It's never failed me. The only time I ever had malfunctions was when I put, I think this optic actually, one of the screws was a little bit too long. It was getting into the ejector channel, and I was having some issues. Got a shorter screw in there, worked fine. I say that I did have some malfunctions during the competition, of course, because when else would it stop? The issue was the ammo, the shell was not coming all the way out. I think it was either hitting the red dot or it was just kind of a limp ejection, and it was getting caught up in this right here. So when it all came back forward, the shell just kind of fell. It like came out, bumbled around on this, and fell back into the chamber. And then the slide went up against it and kind of got like a stovepipe. I've got some like head GoPro type footage I'll put some of that in there. Hopefully you can see what's going on right there, because at first I thought it was just like an issue with the slide not going back, maybe weak ammo, but going over the video, I saw the slide go all the way back and that round just kind of hang out in this little area and then get stuck in the slide when it came back. So I think it may have been weak ammo or something with the ejector. I don't know. These Gen 4s kind of eject weird. A lot of times they go straight up in the air. Sometimes they go out to the side. I don't know. I've never had an issue with it before. I was using AAC, just cheap 115 ammo. I might get something a little better, something maybe a little higher powered next time to make sure it don't have an issue with that. But anyway, the Vector optics, this is the Flex, the huge windowed optic. It did great, 6 MOA dot. Easy to pick up, easy to transition. Strike Industries little micro comp on the front. It helps a little bit. You don't really need it, but you know, you can feel it. It gives minimal recoil reduction and stability. The mags I used were, of course I don't have any, just standard Glock mags. I had some extensions on there, 2-round Glock extensions, some 4 or 5 round, I think, Strike Industries extensions. So some of those round stages, actually, it helped because I didn't have to reload. I only needed like 18 or 19 rounds. As long as I made my hits and didn't have to make up shots, I wouldn't have to reload. There was one stage where I did have to reload. It was planned. There's no way to have enough unless you had like a 27 round mag. So it was a planned reload, and that's where a lot of the malfunctions happened. So I had to fight through a lot of that stuff. But anyway, I feel like I did a good job clearing the malfunctions, getting the gun back going, and making my shots. Another thing to talk about for the rifle is this mag block or safety chamber thing. This came from Veil Solutions. It's just a 3D printed kind of magazine with a little bit extra right here. It actually says clear right there. So when you put it in the chamber, bear with me. When you put it in an open chamber right there, you can see the word clear. You can see the bright blue, see the blue hanging out right here. That's just an easy way for everybody on the range to know that your gun is safe, it's clear, and you know you don't have a hot weapon. It was also a requirement for the match to have a chamber flag, and the ones that you kind of have to like cram into the barrel, I don't really like. These tend to work, or seem to work, a little bit better for me anyway. All right, so the belt, this is a 2-inch SOE, just a duty belt. It's got the big plastic buckle right here. I've got an inner belt with it. Don't know, maybe Black Hawk, just some kind of thinner inner belt that doesn't have a buckle. So it's streamlined because this is made to go like on the outside. I do have old school, like police officer style belt keeps from SOE, I believe. It does have Velcro on the inside, but it's soft loop. That's more designed for your mag pouches to lock in. I'm pretty sure the belt pairs that's like the inner and outer that match together with Velcro, it's the opposite. They're soft on the inner belt, the outside of the inner belt, and there's hard loop on, or hook on, the inside of the outer belt, if that makes any sense. I'm not 100% sure, but that's just what I think. So anyway, the belt did great. It was super comfortable. Locked it into that inner belt, never moved. Some of the pouches I've got, these are just, I think they're HSGI tacos. I've had these for a long time. One pistol, one rifle. Right up here in the front, I would like to get like an angled pistol mag, because that's how, when I carry appendix, I carry an angled mag right there in the hip crease, and it just makes a quicker kind of draw with the mag. So I might look into getting something like that for there. This is a, don't know what brand dump pouch. I think it's actually got some ammo in there. Anyway, it's just a small dump pouch. You can put lots of things in there: ammo, water bottle, your baseline bag, or whatever kind of squeeze bag you want to use. You know, just have a dump pouch on there. Behind it is just a little multi-tool. I think it's like a little Gerber AR kind of multi-tool. Don't really have to use it, but it's there if I need to. Tourniquet on the front. Like always, you need a tourniquet, first aid, bag, IFAK, whatever, pouch. On the back, the very back is kind of slick. That way you can like sit in a chair, lean up against something without being like bulky. The holster right here, this is a Dara holster, Dara. It's a level 3, so you've got a little bit of retention right there. And then it's got a hood that comes up, makes it kind of a, well, I guess it'd be a level 2, level 3, I don't know. It's a Kydex holster with a hood, got a thumb release. They do make a different thumb release that kind of raises it up. You can see right here, it sits kind of low, and I usually hit like a lot of things right there trying to get it. They make another piece right here, a different piece that sticks up so you can hit it a little sooner. I think I might look into that and see about putting that on there to make it just a little bit smoother. But like I said, it's not bad. Do have the thigh strap on here just to keep this holster tight to the leg. So that way, if you don't get like a perfectly straight up draw, you kind of go at an angle, it'll hold the holster to your leg and it won't, kind of flare out and get the gun hung up in there. Holster did great. The leg strap, everything, great. Super comfortable. Wore it the entire time. Didn't have any issues with it. The headphones I had, these are just some old Howard Light Impact Sports. I will say it doesn't really matter what hearing protection you get. Just have something with gel cups on here. I bought these off Amazon, I think, for like 15, 20 bucks for the pair. They just pull the old ones out. These just click right in, and they're gel, so they're a lot more forgiving. That way, especially your glasses, when you have your shooting glasses on, the arms or whatever they're called right here, they stick out from your head, and these gel cups contour around it a lot better. And it just takes away a pressure point, because if you've got the old school kind, if you wear them for more than a few hours, they're going to push the whatever these are called on your glasses. They're going to push them into your head, like behind your ear, in front of your ear. It's just going to be really uncomfortable. So get some gel cups. That way it can mold to your glasses and still make a really good seal on the ear. Most of the guys had, or like half the guys had suppressed rifle, so sound wasn't terrible anyway. And you're behind everybody when they're shooting, but you're still at a public range with a lot going on. There's gunshots all around, so have some comfortable ear pro with some gel cups. This has a Flatline Fiber Co. headband padded wrap thing. I don't know, it just makes it a little more comfortable, a little cushion up under there. And this is an M81, the only camo pattern you would ever need, so it looks really cool. I had my Vandium Gear shooting glasses. They're the big, like Viper style shooting glasses. They did great because the frames are like really open, so you can see really well. You don't have to worry about the frame kind of getting in your field of view, especially if you have to like get down and look through kind of the top lens, like on these low scoped rifles. If you got like a high riser on there, not that big a deal. But a lot of times when you have to get down in the scope, the top of those glasses kind of get in the way. But with the Vandium Gear glasses, they're big enough to where, that frame is way up on your forehead, kind of almost above your eyebrows. The hat that I had on, I can't remember what kind it is, just a thin, lightweight material, and it doesn't have a button on the top. Like this hat has a button right here. Not so great for hearing protection because this goes right on top of that button. So if you're going to be on the range for a long time and wearing ear protection like that, find a hat that doesn't have a button on the top. It's going to make your life a lot better. The shirt that I had on, got it from Amazon. I'll put a link for it below. It's got a hood on. It's kind of like a sun shirt, those fishing shirts that are really thin, long sleeve. It has a hood. I like long sleeve because I'm kind of pale and I sunburn very easily, and I don't like being sunburned. And I also don't like putting sunscreen on every 3 or 4 hours. It's just a hassle. So what I found, especially with the proliferation or whatever of all these fishing shirts, these thin, lightweight shirts, they're great because you don't get that hot and it keeps the sun off of you. It protects your arms, your elbows, and the hood is good because it can keep the sun off of your neck. You can't wear like a wide brim hat on the range because then your hearing protection won't go over it. So what you do is you put a hat on, put that thin hood over the top, then put the hearing protection over the hood. Because if you do it the other way around, if you have these ear pro with microphones on it and you have it on with the hood over top, the hood, every time you move, that hood is going to rub that microphone right there, and you're just going to hear fuzz and static in your ear pro the whole time. So that thin hood, put it on first, put the ear pro on over top of it. Trust me, it works great. The Condor backpack did great. I didn't end up wearing it the whole time. Don't know if we were supposed to wear it. I thought we were, but some guys did, some guys didn't. So I wasn't going to wear it the whole time if I didn't have to. I did take it with me from stage to stage, and everything worked. The camelback was in there. I had all my extra ammo, snacks, extra bolt carrier, that kind of stuff, all carried in that bag, and it worked great. All right, as far as things I'm going to change or do differently for the next stage, or next match, I should say, in May, probably going to bring more water because it's going to be significantly warmer in May than it is in February in Alabama. So yeah, water. I might do a chest rig, like a small one with maybe like 3 mags on the front. Or I might have, I've got my TAPS rig, the big one that can hold a lot of mags. I can put some extra pouches on it, do some things like that instead of taking a backpack. I might consider that, go that route. The other thing I'm really considering doing is not using this rifle and going with this one. The reason I want to go with this one is because it has the loophole 3-6x18. This is Mark V HD. I did not buy this. They did not give it to me. I actually won it as a table prize at the February match. So there you go. Drew my name first. They had it up for grabs. Of course, I grabbed it. It's sitting in a zero gravity mount. Not a lot of people make 35mm mounts, so had to pony up some coin for that. It's a zero gravity Summit mount. It's great. It looks awesome. It's got different style caps. It's got like a 3-sided clamp on there. They say it clamps better, but you know, whatever. Looks great. Fits the loophole really well. I've got an offset dot right here. This is just a cheap Amazon dot. This cover right here is from Hammy 3D Prints. Find them on Instagram. Basically, they 3D print a lot of lens covers, flashlight covers, bag rider like this on the back of this B5 stock. So that's pretty cool if I ever have to use a bag. I've got that to make it a little more stable. This one's got the bipod attached. I'm not sure if I'm going to need it or not. I'll have to wait till they release the stage details to see if there's ever a time that I will need the bipod, need the extra weight on there and all that stuff. This has 18-inch ballistic advantage stainless steel barrel. It's rifle length gas, so it shoots really soft. It's fluted, 1-8 twist, 223 wild, all that cool stuff. This has the anechoic 223 suppressor on here. It's titanium. It is slightly reduced back pressure. It's about the same weight as the Turbo K. I haven't decided if I want to use this one or the Turbo K. The only reason I would put the Yankee Hill on here is because it's a little bit shorter, and on a rifle this long, it's kind of long anyway. Having a little K-can out front makes it a little more maneuverable, especially since some of those stages in the first match were like 0 to 20 yards, and we were kind of moving around a lot. Up under it, it's got a 2-port reared-in brake. It did have flash prongs on there, but I ground them off and redid the muzzle, the end of the brake over there, just so it would fit in these suppressors that have short blast chambers, because I like to put mounts on here that are like low profile that bring the suppressor real far back. With the extra length of the flash prongs, it just kind of made it too long to fit in a lot of my suppressors, so chopped them off. Anyway, this rifle's got a lot of other good stuff on here. Old school BCM charging handle, B5 stuff, Difrico, 2-stage Griffin trigger, M-Lock 15-inch handguard. One thing I would like to change, hopefully before that match, is a new sling. I don't know what brand this one is. It works all right. It's padded. It's adjustable. It's just not that great on the adjustment right here. And I've had really good luck with the Flatline Fiber Kayla slings. And they're not that expensive, so I'll probably get another one for this. So anyway, I haven't decided if I want to use the 16-inch that I used last time that did very well, or if I want to take a chance and use the 18-inch, mainly because it's got the loophole Mark V on there, and I really kind of want to get some time on this scope and use it in competition, see how it does. This magnification range, this level of scope, see how it compares to the 2 to 12 range of the Vector, which is a lot lower tax bracket scope, if you know what I mean. So anyway, that's it. We talked about the guns that I use. We talked about the gear that I use, things I might change for the next match. And yeah, we'll go from there. Hopefully I'll see you guys out there. Some of you, if you're local, check it out. Shooting a match is a great way to test your skills and ultimately to have fun. You can go out there, have spend the day with a bunch of cool guys, shooting guns, shooting your own guns, and just having a blast with some like-minded guys. As always, guys, get in the gym, get yourself stronger physically, get in the Bible, the Word, get yourself stronger spiritually. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all next time.